Nestled within the heartland of Dublin City, there is an oasis. The National Botanic Gardens is the home of some of Ireland's most beautiful nature and wildlife. This channel is normally dedicated to animal on boards of all shapes and sizes. For every so often, we'll either do a walkthrough of a zoo, so this time we're going to do a walkthrough of the National Botanic Gardens. In this video, we caught some amazing footage of some of our little furry and feathered friends. The National Botanic Gardens was established way back in 1790. The Irish Parliament, with active support from the Speaker of the House, John Post, granted funds to the Dublin Society, now the Royal Dublin Society, to establish a public botanic garden. We're coming up to the first flower bed. Now, this is the 1st of March. So, unfortunately, spring is literally only happening. There's Brenda, just on the left. But what I'll do is, with the magic of video editing, I'm going to show you what they look like during the summertime. And also, our first little furry friend. This is the first bed of tulips, if I'm not mistaken, and among a lot of other different types of flowers and plants. But it's absolutely beautiful, and the smell coming off them is lovely. But the amazing thing about the National Botanic Garden, as I said, it was established way back in 1790, is that it's still free. Now here's a little, you might say a difference, but here's a little bit of footage that I actually caught of a bumblebee going in and getting some nectar. And I also slowed the footage down so you can actually see it better and see his little wings beating and him munching away on the nectar. As we move through the gardens, as you can see to the right there, you'll actually, and on the left, you'll have greenhouses. I think there's about 5 greenhouses of all different various shapes and sizes, and also up here is the scientific building. Now, the reason why we're going this way instead of going straight ahead up towards that big tree is because in and around the back we've actually got this. The park actually lies beside the Glasnevin Cemetery, which is the final resting place to a lot of people, but a lot of famous people. The leaders in 1916 Rising and people like that are actually buried in Glasnevin Cemetery. Fun fact, before I actually started the channel on nature and wildlife, the first idea I actually had for the channel, because I love history, I wanted to start a channel on the the different burial places for the historical figures through Ireland. But I actually found that by the bylaws in Ireland, it's actually illegal to film graves in a graveyard. So I said, there's that idea. So I said, what's the next idea I can think of? One of the main loves I have is nature and wildlife. So we decided to start this channel 3.5 years ago. So if you're enjoying the content, please like the video and also share it among yourselves, because it helps me greatly when you either like the video or share it. And also, if you haven't subscribed to the channel, have a think about subscribing. It's completely free, and all that'll happen is you get recommended for the next video that comes out, which is once a week. And also, I know there's a lot to ask, but if you leave it down in the comments if you've ever actually been here. So we've got a little blackboard in the background, and we've also got 2 little robin redbreasts. What I did was I just left the camera down, walked away from it, put a bit of feed down, and just left it. And they just came down in front of the camera and started eating it, which is beautiful. I love robin redbreast. So robin in the front, robin in the middle, and then a blackboard in the background. To be honest, the best time to see the gardens is when they're in the full bloom. So that would be the middle of summer. But he had to make a second appearance while the other two flew off. I'm not going to do the full gardens in this video, because full gardens, the video would have been about an hour long, which I don't mind doing, but I've only ever done one of them videos. Oh, there's a couple of the birds' nests set up in the trees. The gardens are actually managed and looked after. Some help to look after them, but they're managed and looked after by the OPW in Dublin, which is the Office of Public Works. And they have the responsibility to maintain make sure that everything's fine in the garden. Sadly, one little mammal that you won't actually find, hey Brenda, in the gardens is the red squirrel. Sadly, that was driven out a long time ago by an invasive species, which is the eastern grey squirrel, which you'll find dotted throughout the gardens. And in this video, don't get me wrong, they are one of the cutest little animals, but they do have a high impact on the red squirrel population, which is unfortunate that two of them can't live side by side. It's actually quite funny. I was reading an article there the other day, and it went something like this. Like the grey squirrel's arrival in Ireland was sealed by a marriage in 1911. Several pairs were brought to a big house as a wedding present and were released into the woodland in County Longford. From there, they colonised the country with an efficiency that Strongbow and its followers would have envied, quickly driving the Red out of their ancient strongholds in the east. Not even Connacht was safe from these invaders. So in Ireland, originally, there was 4 provinces. There was Ulster up the north, Munster down the south, Leinster, where we are now, to the east, and Connacht to the west. So it'd be like the likes of Galway, Mayo, the west of Ireland was called Connacht. One natural way that they're actually exploring to limit the population of the grey squirrel, and in areas where the grey squirrel actually is declining, the red squirrel is actually coming back with a bang. And that was the introduction of this little guy. And he is none other than the pine marten. The pine marten, when introduced in certain areas, will lower the population of grey squirrel and actually leave the red squirrel alone. So it's a natural way, and the pine marten is native to Ireland. So it's one natural way in actually getting rid of a large proportion of the grey squirrel. Speaking of grey squirrel, I think there's actually one coming up now. Just bear with me, myself and Brenda are just walking down toward forest riding. There we go. There's the little guy down there. See, as I said, that's how, when you're around the gardens, that's how close they can get to you, which is beautiful to see something that size. I know some people consider them furry rats, but I don't. I think even rats have, like, I recently put up a short on the channel of a poor little rat that was trapped. Well, he wasn't trapped. He was in behind a potted plant, and he was, trying to dart out, trying to run into the pond up in Ranelagh. But there was too many people, and he was scared. So I just stood there and I just watched him. And even when, I stood still, so when you came out, he didn't mind me. Unusually, and it's the only mandarin duck that I've actually found in any of the ponds that I visited in around Dublin. There's the male mandarin duck. He's synonymous with Southeast Asia. He's one of the most beautiful ducks in the world, and the female is actually grey, whereby the males are so colourful. And also on the ponds, you've actually got a couple of little turtles. I don't know. Wait to see this. I filmed this originally. That was cool. One little duck is actually giving a fish to another little duck. I thought that was so cute. But we can't end this video, or we can't even do this video without showing you some footage of up close and personal with the grey squirrel. So here's some footage that I found in my archives of some grey squirrels. I just left the camera down and just walked away from it. I wasn't even filming. I just had it on a little tripod and I just left it there and just walked away and left some food down in front of it, and the little grey squirrel in both occasions just came up and sat there and was just munching away. I know I said earlier on the video we weren't allowed to feed them, but this footage from a couple of years ago. So, and also I thought that you'd like to see something that I've never ever actually seen before. I've seen robin redbreast loads and loads of times, but I've never actually seen one just sitting there so peacefully singing his little heart out. So if you can find him in the center of the picture there, and I'm going to zoom into him now in 2 secs, and I'm going to let him play on his own, and he's just going to sing away there. Well, folks, if you enjoyed this video, and I hope you did, please like the video and share the video. And for those of you who have stuck around for this long, thank you so much for watching the entire video, or even scrolling through the video. Stay safe, folks. If you like this, you might like Google's next recommendation, which is on screen now. Stay safe, and sure I'll see you in the next one. Bye for now, folks. We're going to leave you with some photographs that we took up in the National Botanic Garden. So enjoy. Bye-bye.